are supposed to be about coming together. So why do we always end up tearing each other apart? Whether you're a step-parent, co-parent, metamor, or polycule, we're gonna skip all the bloody religious history and implications of cultural appropriation and focus instead on ways that you can turn this season of giving into a season of living your best relationship. If you want to skip the annual tradition of sugar-fueled family fights, North Pole-level cold shoulders, and airport meltdowns, you're gonna want to watch all the way to the end for the secret sauce, and it's not cranberry. I'm Iseman, a relationship coach and certified communication specialist with a focus on open relating. I share science-backed, data-driven knowledge drops about human behavior, communication, and relationships. Whether you want to open up your relationship to include other people, or you just want to open up more authentically to each other, I want you to open up without blowing up. This channel shares all the lessons that I've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. Navigating the holiday season can be stressful for anyone. Managing multiple family commitments with multiple families is no joke. Now imagine having multiple partners, each with their own family quirks and commitments. Whether you're a practiced polycule or a couple new to opening up, just like the challenges presented at this time of year if you're in a blended family with multiple co-parents and step-parents, the holidays can prove more stressful than restful without the right preparation. In this video, we're going to talk about the time, money, and emotional challenges that this season can bring, no matter how many partners you might have. Before we begin, a quick reminder that the holidays are about connection, love, and celebration, regardless of how many people are at the dinner table. So remember to prioritize that, even if that might mean saying no sometimes. Let's talk about the 5 most important ingredients in your recipe for success that, when not measured properly, can often make this season less than a holly jolly polyday. Schedules. Talk to your partners. Unexpected challenges are bound to come up this time of year. Does anyone have plans already? Conflicting work and family events, let alone conflicting desires to celebrate what, with who, and when, can get your calendar more knotted up than a shibari workshop for a sailing club. The key here is to create memories, not stress. More schedules doesn't have to mean more stress, but it does require preparation and negotiation. Just like boundaries, the preparation is what gives us freedom on the day. More partners, more office holiday parties. Well, unless you each work remotely. No logistics, no pants, no problem. A lot of holiday events will offer that ever-coveted +1. For people in relationships that involve more than 2 people, that can create a whole new type of stress. It's not a competition for that coveted spot, but rather an opportunity to come together and find a creative solution by strengthening your communication and problem-solving skills. First things first, see if you can add more than a +1. If you can't, strategize with your partners to see whose schedule might make it easiest to attend this event. Another consideration with work functions is networking. Are any of your partners in a similar field and could potentially benefit professionally by attending? If you are your partner's date for their office holiday party and they aren't out at work, meaning that none of their colleagues are aware that they're non-monogamous, you certainly aren't going to be the one to tell them. We don't get to bring our egos into our partner's world. That means we don't get to tell them who they have to be open with about their relationship orientation. What we do get to do is decide whether or not we're comfortable stepping into a given environment. If you can't imagine pretending your relationship dynamic is different than it is, then you probably shouldn't be going to your closeted partner's work function. More partners also means more family traditions. Each of your families may have varying traditions, and some may conflict with each other both in effort and timing. Figure out which ones are the most important to you, and I mean to you, not out of obligation to others, so that you can communicate with each other and find areas of compromise. You know what's hotter than Santa Claus distributing presents to all the kids in the Southern Hemisphere? Boundaries, communication, and a shared calendar. Time is truly our only limited resource, and planning it in advance can help maintain the quality of those interactions. The holidays are busy, and you don't want to accidentally double book yourself for Christmas Day munch. If you don't already, make sure you and your partners have a shared calendar of some kind to make the process a little smoother. And this isn't just for the holidays. It can make your whole social calendar all year much easier to manage. Schedule time to discuss each partner's desires and commitments. Figure out who's going where and when, but not until everyone has a clear idea of confirmed dates and times. Make sure to also schedule both downtime and partner-specific time, especially if one partner feels more involved with their own family. And if you're in a hierarchical relationship, make sure that your non-primary partner's plans aren't simply absorbed into your own. They have their own rights and needs as well. Family. Look, even monogamous couples can barely survive Aunt Carol's passive-aggressive comments about their life choices. So don't expect to be any less stressed because you've got a +2 to the family dinner. Feeling overwhelmed this time of year is natural in both poly and mono relationships, and it's okay to feel a bit jealous or awkward. You're not alone, and it doesn't mean that you're bad at polyamory. It's easy for anyone to regress back into old habits when visiting our childhood home, surrounded by old patterns and people who only know past versions of us. Going back as a newly open poly poly person can add a whole other level of potential judgment from family and friends, even unintentionally. Family members might overcompensate to minimize older generations' perceived discomfort by increasing yours. This can look like making it clear that it's not okay for you to do things that take on a more sexualized overtone, like holding hands or sharing a kiss with your partners, even when it's functionally identical to and considered fine for a monogamous couple to do so. Plan ahead how much or how little you want to explain to the family. You don't owe anyone a 101 course in your love life. You can send them mine, but if you're all attending, practice how to introduce everyone to avoid any confusion. There's always that one relative who thinks polyamory is some type of pasta dish. They don't know what they don't know, and that can also sometimes lead to inappropriate questions or comments, even from the most well-meaning friends and family. Do your best to have grace and patience, but also respect your boundaries and know when, where, and how to draw the line. If it's not your friends or family causing the discomfort, defer to your partner to handle the tension, but know your own boundaries and be sure that you're taking care of yourself and voicing your needs. It's okay if not everyone gets along. Be sure to establish clear agreements, boundaries, and communication protocols ahead of time to manage any potentially stressful interactions. That way, you have a plan of action that you can rely on rather than trying to figure it out in a moment of heightened emotion. Not everyone has the same relationship with their families or childhoods, so invite a gentle conversation ahead of the holidays to discuss any potential triggers. Explore ways that you can show up for each other in particularly vulnerable moments. Sharing our triggers, family patterns, and history offers a chance to deepen our intimacy and trust. Money and gifts. Something important to discuss when looking at spending and finances in any relationship is the difference between equity and equality. Equitable means treating everyone fairly and justly, providing the specific resources that each person needs to be successful, while equal means treating everyone the same regardless of their different needs. When it comes to splitting finances for the holidays and beyond, prioritizing equity over equality will support the longevity, sustainability, and peace of your relationship. Some holiday gift-giving traditions have the potential to become major friction points, with multiple people to purchase for. Birthdays are at least staggered throughout the year. Do you even want gifts? Do your partners? If so, take into account what they and you have to spend, and whether or not it really needs to be a costly present. I know you're trying to be thoughtful, but getting your husband's girlfriend a scented candle might not be the move, unless you're 100% certain she's not allergic to cinnamon and spice and everything nice. Different people and households have different discretionary spending, and this can be brought into sharp relief when exchanging gifts, so consider your budget. Discuss a price range that's accessible for all partners to stick within, or if various partners can go in together to get a combined gift. If all parties are present, you'll want to avoid imbalance or awkwardness. Collaborate on or coordinate gifts if you're close enough with your metamors, your partner's partners. If not, be thoughtful but avoid gifts that might feel too intimate or too generic. In lieu of a gift that might risk excluding others, consider shared experiences or neutral gifts that can be enjoyed by everyone without being too over the top or underwhelming. Some people adore homemade gifts, assuming a person has the time, energy, and desire to make them. Often, an experience can have more memory value than an ornament, and there's always the option of giving to a charity of their choice in their name. Health. Do you like to go for a run or meditate quietly first thing in the morning? Or perhaps headbanging to death metal in the kitchen while you brew coffee is how you align your chakras. Whatever your self-care practices are, maintaining them during the holidays is key to making sure you have the capacity to show up fully and ideally mitigate stressful scenarios. Taking care of you is taking care of the crew. And the most important part of taking care of yourself is knowing what you want and need, including this time of year when it can seem like family obligations take priority. Do you want to be alone? Do you want to host? Do you want to stay local or travel? If you're attending a meal someone else is hosting, have you communicated you and your partner's dietary restrictions? The holidays are supposed to be a time for celebration. Who are the people you'd like to have a meal with or spend time with at an event? Would you prefer to hang out at home and play board games and read books, or go to the beach and surf? Is it important to you to see your partners on particular days, or just simply at some point during the season? You don't want to burn out trying to please everyone. Be clear on your needs and where you're willing and able to compromise without sacrificing your sanity or stability. So know your boundaries, both around time and space, and practice your no's. Every no is actually a yes to something else. Make sure to set aside time to recharge, whether it's solo time with one partner or just taking a break from the chaos of social engagements for a moment altogether. Rest is a verb, just do it. I'm a big fan of creating a holiday specific self-care kit. We're talking hot cocoa, your favorite audiobook, and some noise-canceling headphones. And if there's something else in there that vibrates, you won't catch any shade from me. Travel. Whether you're traveling to visit family or take a holiday vacation, moving any amount of people from one place to another requires navigating many logistics. Who's the most organized? Ask them if they're okay being the list maker and time tracker. Who's the most creative? Are they up for being in charge of finding the most interesting activities? Divide and conquer by leaning into your individual strengths to make the shared experience of holiday planning more fun for everyone. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, it's just not possible to be with the people that you love on celebration days. If that's the case, perhaps a phone call or a video chat can be arranged. If you're seeing family or friends, you can make note of funny or memorable experiences that you can share with your partners later, and then they can share theirs with you. And if you're staying home, be gentle with yourself. Whatever you do and wherever you go, focus on creating fun, new traditions unique to your multi-partner family or polycule. Maybe you rotate who wears the ugly holiday sweater, or you all make the main meal together. The key is to create memories, not stress. Looking to stay home and do your own thing for the holidays? I created a 2-day intimate itinerary that is sure to stoke the fires of your curiosity. Enjoy selecting from 24 different sexy and playful activities to try in order to create your own sensual holiday staycation. Check out the link in the video description below to get yours. And enjoy my next video where I teach you how to fight better, especially with tensions running so high during this stressful time of year.